The Ravens have the best set of linebackers in the league today.
They were upside down on the ride.
I just want to watch football, not Taylor Swift.
Come to neutral corner and get this work, Bradley. Swing at the world family. You see, we here. I finally have gotten what I needed to have, the officiating shirt. You know, it's been a long time coming. We got a new little segment to our show. The show is Swing at the World. The segment is Flag on the Play. On Flag on the Play, we're going to break down a couple subjects. One side's going to be the defense, one's going to be the offense, and that'll change every time. They got to either defend or prosecute the behavior, and I'm going to make a ruling on who's right. A lot of questionable stuff in the news constantly. I scroll down Instagram, and I just see madness, okay?
Instagram is always
It's
full of
just
something.
constant madness. I'm going to start, I've got two subjects, then we're going to get a subject from each, okay? I'm scrolling down Instagram, and I don't know why I like the girl. She's one of my favorite new rappers just because I like her personality. SEXYYRED, okay? I see SEXYYRED. First, excuse me, I'm scrolling down my Instagram. I don't see SEXYYRED. I see a random dude. He's like, yo, and he tags SEXYYRED. And it shows SEXYYRED laying in his bed, butt naked, passed out. And he's like, yo, he just slept with SEXYYRED. And he was a random dude. So SEXYYRED then shoots a video showing dude's got a house arrest bracelet. She's like, yeah, this is how we do, blah, blah, blah. So SEXYYRED, she's pretty open with her character, her sexuality, and what she wants to do, But I need to know, is she out of bounds or is it her prerogative? And I'm gonna have you defend and you prosecute.
You see women get into OnlyFans and sex work. If it's gonna be lucrative, let it be lucrative, right? It's not bothering me, and men are the ones that are buying OnlyFans. It's not women.
So you defend a woman's rights to have her own sexuality. Okay. Prosecute the behavior. Both of y'all. What do you got?
I just feel as if she's posting stuff that the dude wouldn't want online. Like, if he's on house arrest, leave it be. Don't talk about it.
Being on house arrest is not a flex. It's not a flex at
He
all.
literally posted a picture of her in the bed with him.
So he didn't post his bracelet. But we'll get to the ruling in a minute. So you guys feel like she's violating a little because maybe she's putting his house arrest business out there?
I feel like she should have retaliated in a different way instead of posting more secret information from him. An eye for an eye doesn't always work.
I feel like putting somebody's nudes out there is a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Than revealing that you were on house arrest.
I mean, she's always putting herself out there like that. In her music videos, she's always like shaking ass and all that.
So let me say this. Here's my ruling on it.
I want to say this last thing. That's like saying a girl deserves it because of the way she dresses.
I mean, I'm not saying she deserves it.
That's kind of what that is.
She's always putting herself out there.
All right,
That is true.
There's going to be a flag for unnecessary roughness if y'all don't chill. It's like this. Here's my take. SEXYYRED, women, it's the modern day. Women have the right to be sexual, to have their relationships as they see fit, etc. I think she was a little bit out of bounds for posting the house arrest bracelet, because then that puts that dude's business out there, and people call people's POs and do other kinds of stuff these days. So she's a little out of bounds for that. But on the flip, I don't know if she meant it to be vindictive. I think SEXYYRED is just, she's open with herself and her sexuality, and I'm gonna rule this one for the defense because I think she scored a touchdown on that one. So this one was crazy for me. All right, I believe it was an Arby's, or no, excuse me, it was a Jack in the Box. Manager at a Jack in the Box gets into an argument with a customer. Customer pulls up with his young daughter and his wife in the car. And he's angry because he didn't get his fries, I guess, or, part of his meal. So words are exchanged. Don't know what the words were, but he wasn't happy. Immediately, the manager starts throwing food at him.
Oh, hell.
But y'all ain't heard nothing yet. You ain't heard nothing yet. So he throws food back. They're cussing back and forth. She says, okay. She goes to the back, gets her gun. Comes back. The manager goes and gets her gun and starts shooting at the car. I know that the service industry can be frustrating. I know that there's disrespectful customers out there. I get it. Shooting a gun, I don't know. I'm gonna allow you guys to defend her behavior this time, and you to prosecute the behavior.
Defend the manager's behavior?
Defend the manager's behavior. I mean, you got to give me something.
You're
You're all she's got.
I mean, hey,
some days you just feel like you gotta do what you gotta do.
if the customer came at her in the wrong way, I mean, that's understandable, you know, if she was working a long shift or just had a bad day. But
Bucking with a gun a little bit over the top, maybe.
You're having a bad day at Jack in the Box. You need to get the hell up out of there, man. You need to find something. You need to go stock boxes or something.
Was shooting at him over the top?
Of course it was.
I
Of course
mean,
it was. Like, did they leave the car?
no, they never left the
They
vehicle.
didn't throw anything back?
No.
Oh,
Well,
hell.
I think they did throw something back. But let's be clear, there was a child in the car.
Well, yeah, if you
Oh,
tell me with
wow.
fries and my kids in the car, I'm gonna be pissed too.
Now, I'm putting them in an awkward situation to defend this when none of my kids would defend that type of behavior. But listen, you know my ruling on this. Look, there's no defending it. It was ridiculous. I absolutely despise people who pull guns when there's no weapons involved. It's just ridiculous. In that scenario, she was not in any danger. She did get charged with a felony, but guess what? She didn't get no jail time.
She's probably still working at Jack in the Box there too.
It wouldn't surprise me, you know, but definitely a flag on the play on that. You like my flag? Flag on the play. Definitely, I can't respect it. These people out here that pull these guns for no reason, I'm not feeling it, you know. So hopefully she got punished and she learned from it. I'll say this last thing. There were some people we knew years ago. I'm not going to say their name, but my wife, my kids, we all knew them, and the lady was really mouthy. She ended up starting a fight with some young people up at a local convenience store, and her and her husband killed one of them over just some pettiness. It was over a place in the line, and those type of people are out there, and I just think it's disgusting. If you can pull a weapon for no reason, then I can't respect it. All right, y'all. So next subject, we're going to talk about The Game, the rapper, The Game. From the West Coast, he's from Compton to be exact. I'll start by saying, I like a few of his songs. I don't really consider The Game from my era. He came out right as my era was dying out. He's had some antics and he's had some moments. But now he comes out and says that he was responsible for Kendrick Lamar and Nipsey Hussle's success. Now, he went into some detail about why this was. He said Kendrick was one of his boys' hype men, and then he got put on. He said he kept one of their CDs in his pocket, etc., 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 okay? You go look up the details if you want to hear more. I've heard them. I know my opinion on it, but I'm going to give these guys a chance. First, let's hear you defend how it's possible that The Game put them on. Or is it defendable?
I mean, it's defendable, I guess. He has rapped with some legends.
He has.
He has been on some tracks with some real, rappers. So I gotta give him that. He's probably still got some touch in the game.
And let's be clear, he was big in.
Yeah, it's not like this is just some, rapper from back in the day that was a nobody. He did, reach charts and stuff. So if he really did take their CD and maybe pass it along the line or somebody, maybe somebody found it that was big and helped him blow up, and maybe that's why he thinks that he contributed to their success.
It's a possibility. Let's hear what y'all got to say.
I just feel like these rappers, they're working to promote their own music. I don't feel like The Game has no right to say, oh, I put on one of the biggest rappers in Kendrick Lamar. He did his own work.
Right.
The game did rap with some legends, but some people debate that Kendrick is a legend.
Right.
You can't say that you made Kendrick.
I feel like
No,
he's
Kendrick
top
is
3
Kendrick.
in the rap game all time.
So let me say this: there's good points on both sides here. You know, the game is a notorious hater. Okay, the game. I'm just gonna tell you, you a notorious hater. You hated when the Super Bowl halftime show came out, and you said that you deserve to be there above 50 Cent, which is just preposterous. I know why you said it. You said it because it was supposed to be a West Coast love thing, so on and so forth. But let's face it, you weren't as big in that era as 50. And in fact, you were never as big as 50. When y'all were beefing, you weren't as big as 50. You came out, you say that you put Nipsey on. That is patently false. Here's why. Everybody knows that Snoop Dogg put Nipsey on. Nipsey was Snoop Dogg's protege. That's a known fact. Snoop Dogg was the first one that shed tears when Nipsey was killed. As far as Kendrick goes, even if he was a hype man for your homeboy, what does that got to do with you? Take Tupac. Tupac was a dancer for Digital Underground. You never heard Shock G come out taking credit saying he put Pac on or was responsible for his success. So I just think it's BS. The game needs to chill. And I think you're a diabolical hater. So I'm gonna rule. For the offense on this one. And they scored on their opinion there. You know, one of them. So our final subject here is a doozy. Listen, Drake, in terms of, I believe it was album sales and accolades, has just surpassed Michael Jackson. Now, I'll be the first to say, and I'm going to speak on this after I give my ruling, because maybe these guys can say something that convinces me otherwise. I want to know, does his album sales and his accolades, is Drake more of a legend than Michael Jackson? I'm going to have you on the offense, and you guys are going to defend Drake. So let's start with the offense here.
The people saying that should really take a look at the man in the mirror and tell him to beat it, you know, because Michael Jackson, look, man, and I'm gonna say this: Michael Jackson wasn't even around at the time of YouTube and Spotify and all these apps. That's where a lot of these people, like, man, I see people I don't even know getting millions of views on YouTube.
Yep.
Songs I've never even heard. So
Yep.
to say that somebody, if Michael Jackson was alive today,
Oh, it'd be
put
insane.
music out, stop it. That's all I'm gonna say.
So tell me, I want to hear how Drake.
I'm gonna use the YouTube and Spotify thing he said. That's the reason he's such a big artist. He's a pop star, a rapper, an R&B artist, all in one, and he's getting these #1 hits back to back to back, non-stop for over a decade.
He does it
And
all.
if you ask anybody from the age from 15 to damn near 30, they gonna know who Drake is anywhere around the world.
They're not gonna know who Michael. That's a problem.
No, they know who Michael Jackson. See, and that's the thing. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you go though.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks ago, Drake just dropped a single. You know how fast that got on #1 on the charts? It was in the same day.
But would they be able to go out and buy his CD 30 years ago? How many people would go stand in line
Well,
and buy Drake's CD?
Drake has always made relatable.
He was
cut those
Drake
numbers
has always
in
made
force.
relatable
He was
music.
like 8 years.
You know the same
He was
people
like
say
8
shit
years
about
old 30
they
years
say
ago.
the same thing about Tupac. You gonna compare Drake to Tupac if he beats his streams?
We
on
ne-
Spotify?
we never
Yeah.
said that. We never said that.
But I'm saying, like, if he was still alive today and was able to compete, maybe then we'd have an accurate reading. But
Right.
Michael Jackson hasn't put music out in how long? You know.
Well, you guys gave some good arguments. I almost was swayed, but I want to show you this. When you can show me a video of Drake fans doing this, fainting just because they seen it.
No, that probably has happened.
Look,
Probably
just
not.
fainting. Oh my
Grown men
God.
out there losing their
Just because
minds.
they seen it.
He's just
Okay,
standing
look,
there.
she about to have a heart attack. They had to carry her out.
Yeah, he
Okay.
showed them who was really bad right there.
Listen,
Come on.
Michael Jackson, I want to go back to something that y'all said. You said that you said it's a shame young people. No, everybody knows who Michael Jackson is.
Yeah.
And this is the trick. Lots of people know who Drake is, there's no doubt. But if I go to a village in Vietnam right now and show them a picture of Michael Jackson, they're gonna know who he is. That's his impact. Michael Jackson did it all before social media. You guys don't understand what it was like before social media. Guys like Michael Jackson, they had to go to each radio station, say, here's my tape, play it for me. Here's this. Now, you got these Spotify and SoundCloud rappers, they put their stuff up and it might go viral. Michael Jackson did it the hard way. And I believe that he's more iconic than Drake, period. Drake's great. And look, Esteban always brings up Drake in regards to Tupac and album sales. But there's a difference. What I was going to say when you talk about album sales, the Spice Girls sold a lot of albums too. Are they greater than Michael Jackson? You know, at some point, you got to measure more than album sales and Michael Jackson's impact. Last thing I'll say, he got charged with some criminal charges, which he was not guilty of. And he was found not guilty. And I'll never forget, he came out of court, got up on a limo, and started moonwalking. And the crowd just went nuts, okay? When Drake has that kind of impact, I'll call him equal.
Can't even move well.
But until then, that's right. I got to score for the offense on this one and say Michael Jackson's the winner. This little segment, hope y'all like it. Let us know what you think. Now we're going to go to sports. All right, y'all, we back with the Swing at the World podcast. Today, of course, is our sports section. You just seen our flag on the play section. Let us know what you think of that. Hey, I want to say to anybody watching, we're learning as we go. We want to make this show great for you guys, and we're moving along and tweaking little things, and we're listening to the comments. So if you see something that you want changed or you'd like to see done different, comment below. We're going to get to some sports, and then we'll go out the door with just a couple world topics. But first, my son, the man in the mirror, very, very painfully brought to my attention that the Ravens just had a big signing, and he wouldn't tell me who. And I guess this happened today, and I'm pretty frustrated by this. So I want the news broke. Who did the Ravens sign? You're sure he's been signed?
Yes.
Okay.
We just signed outside linebacker Kyle Van Noy.
What?
Now let me say something. The Ravens have the best set of linebackers in the league today.
We already had that.
Yeah, we had Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. Now we got Kyle Van Noy.
So we got Kyle Van Noy, and the rich get richer. Our defense is sick right now. Y'all know what we got, Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, which I believe are the two best. The combo of linebackers can't be topped. Yeah. Our defense has gotten better. We took an L this past week, which we already talked about that. Very frustrating. I don't think we lost because of defense, but I think adding Kyle Van Noy was great, and I think it was a good addition. We talked a little bit about the Dolphins. We talked about some other football topics. I do want to know this. Let's get back to the Dolphins. Right now, we all agree that they're the hottest team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Y'all did? Okay. Yeah. So,
Dangerous.
and in the AFC, they're smoking hot. But we didn't solidify who we think is the best in the NFC.
I feel like right now it's the Eagles.
They're tough.
Start off 3-0. They just beat the Bucks 23-11.
Well, look,
Yeah, that's good.
I feel like I thought Jalen Hurts was going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I thought so.
I was disappointed that he didn't win the Super Bowl. I think they've got a superstar there at quarterback, and they've got a good overall team. It don't surprise me. They're 3-0. So they're your early NFC Super Bowl favorite?
So far, yeah.
I know it kills you to say that.
I hate
know
the
it
Eagles.
does.
I'm an Eagles hater. I mean, they're coming out of the NFC East. I gotta hate on all y'all, but they are a good team. They're doing good this year. 3-0.
3-0. What's the Cowboys? They're 2-1.
Yeah, they lost to the Cardinals. They don't get no love.
Is there any other undefeated teams in the NFC? So the Eagles and Niners are 3-0 right now, which, look, the Niners ain't no joke, y'all.
They play later this year.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, in December.
See, again, here's where I'm going to go Eagles, though. Here's where I'm going to go Eagles. They still got that rookie quarterback in Purdy. He's still a rookie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is.
Okay? So, for me, I'm going to take Jalen Hurts' experience over Purdy right now. You know, overall, though, the Eagles and the Niners both are a big threat, and it could go either way. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think we all agreed on one thing. If the Dolphins stay healthy, namely if Tua stays healthy, they got to be the Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
I mean, they're putting up Madden points, you know? What other NFL news do we got right now, if any?
Well, I know I'm not seeing any NFL news because I've been seeing a lot of relationship news.
Really?
Yeah, about
Yeah, we should talk about
Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift.
You know,
What do
his
y'all
jersey
think?
sales
What?
soared 300%
Yeah,
since her attendance.
I
at the
saw
game.
that.
I was gonna buy something.
But let's start with this. Who cares?
I don't.
Who cares?
I don't. I could care less. And the people that care, it's got to be her fans.
Yeah.
You
She's
know?
gonna make a song about it.
Yeah, but she probably
Cried
will.
over a
She
dude.
gonna get out on the field. She gonna play backup.
But now let me ask y'all, didn't he break up with another girl to go with her? I could have swore I read
I'm
that.
not
She
sure.
had said something recently.
So there was, I thought so. Kelsey's ex, her name's Maya Benberry, had a message for Taylor Swift, and she said, once a cheater, always a cheater. Okay? Now, I tend to agree on that. I mean, and especially if you meet somebody on cheating terms. If Kelsey was cheating on Maya with Taylor, watch out, Taylor, because he may be cheating on you with the next one. You know, I don't want to be a man hater. I know there's going to be a lot of dudes like, yo, you breaking the bro code. I get it, but I'm a married man. I got children, and look, in the end, when you're in a long-term relationship, do the right thing.
Well, I was gonna say there's a point in your life where the bro code really isn't.
Yeah.
It's out
Really,
the
the bro
window.
code, yeah.
You know, I
When you
ain't-
got
Once
kids.
you get older,
Yeah.
over time.
It's not the bro code.
That's a
about
college
doing
thing,
the right
college frat boy thing.
Right. You know, I mean, I'll just say this. You know, he's a superstar football player. He's still relatively young, so he's out there living his life. But at some point, you do got to treat your girlfriend or your woman right.
But I feel like let's go back to the point where you said once a cheater, always a cheater.
That's
She's
right.
kind of delusional.
Yeah, well, no,
Not
yeah.
kind of, really delusional.
I think she's leading a cult, honestly, because you know his Instagram went up 390K.
That's just
absurd.
crazy.
Just from her coming in the game, I think she's leading a cult.
I know he's seen that and was like, cha-ching. You know, I mean, but if things ever go south for them, those 390K are going to be on his ass.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, that's what I was going to say. I think she's leading a cult here because
Yeah.
as soon as things go wrong, it's going to be a bunch of Swifties.
Going to be Swifties on his ass.
I
you
just
know?
want to watch football, not Taylor Swift.
I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm with you on
Taylor
that.
Swift.
So I want to talk about something else real quick, guys. You guys heard about Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm very disappointed. When I first heard that fight announced, it was intriguing to me. Here's why. We all know Tyson Fury is 10 times the boxer. If we're talking about technical boxing skill, Ngannou does not have a chance. We know that. But where Ngannou does have a chance is that man has ungodly, otherworldly punching power. Okay? Well, somewhere the powers that be decided that they weren't going to let them really go at it. They said it's going to basically be an exhibition, glorified sparring match. If that's the case, Ngannou's screwed. He has no chance because he can't use his best weapon, which is his power. Is there anybody at this table that thought Ngannou had a chance to beat Fury?
No, unless he got
I mean,
super lucky
I've seen.
with a good overhand. That's the only way he can win.
Yeah.
But if Tyson Fury just plays it technical, he's gonna win for a fact.
Yeah, I've seen that big boy get knocked down before, Tyson Fury. You know, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, if his power comes in, he could get a lucky knockdown.
I just don't see it at all, though. He's got to wear him down a couple rounds.
I don't think he's just
do
gonna
that.
come in and drop it.
No, and look, here's where MMA guys and boxing guys get into it. And by the way, there was recently a huge fight at martial arts gym in Richmond, Virginia. I'm not going to call out the name of the gym, but I got friends there and I know the coach there. A bunch of MMA fighters, because the boxers and the MMA fighters share the gym. And it was a gang fight between MMA fighters and boxers. I asked the coach who won. He said, man, it was crazy. He said people was getting knocked out. He wouldn't tell me which side won, but you know what I think.
I have a feeling. I have a strange feeling that I know which side won.
Yeah, but back to what I was saying. You know, back to Mayweather and McGregor fighting years ago.
Mayweather the GOAT, man. I'm gonna say it every time.
Damn.
He's a beast. A lot of MMA fans came out the woodwork and they're like, man, McGregor ain't never seen a left hand like Conor, Joe. And at the time I was just like, bro, are you serious? Listen, here's the thing. NGANNOU hits hard. I will give him that. He hits hard in 4-ounce MMA gloves. Deontay Wilder was knocking Bamas out in 10-ounce boxing gloves, sleeping them. I'm talking about sending them to the shadow realm. Tyson Fury's been hit hard before. Deontay Wilder maybe has the best right hand boxing's ever seen. So, you know, NGANNOU's not going to hit him with anything he hasn't seen. I'll say this last thing. For difference in boxing power and MMA power. I've personally experienced it. When I first started fighting in my yard, I was doing MMA fights and I wore 4-ounce gloves and man, it was so easy to knock people out, sleeping people left and right. Then when I started doing boxing matches in 12s, that percentage went down. Of course, because it's less padding, it's common sense. So I don't think NGANNOU has power that Fury hasn't seen, but I think making him do basically a sparring match kind of screws NGANNOU.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that nowadays? You see it all the time, right? Like people just want to.
Because nobody can sign a contract. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to sign a contract.
I think the reason they're doing it, this is my opinion, I think the commission's coming out and saying, look, one of these MMA guys are going to get hurt. I know MMA fans are going to take what I'm saying as a shot at them. I promise you it's not. What I mean is this. You start putting MMA guys in with high-level boxers like Tyson Fury at the heavyweight division, there's a chance to really get some head trauma there. And I think these commissions are starting to get a little scared. Like, look, you're putting guys that aren't experienced boxers in with experienced boxers, and you're going to get somebody hurt. So I think the commission stepped in and said it's got to be a sparring match. So we're going to talk about Bradley Martyn. I want to see this video.
So he sparred this streamer named Sneeko. You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
Just watch.
I know you know Sneeko.
Yeah.
He's slow.
Of course he beat this little dude up. Dude ain't look like he's never fought in his life.
Yeah.
Piece him up. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'd love to box this guy. Why is he going so hard on the kid? Did they agree they were really going to slug it out?
He's 260.
Yeah, he's 260.
Yeah, he's
though.
260.
He's 260.
That's what I'm saying. Are you kidding me? And I guess he feels like he did something with this.
Look at his hands being, man, come on, man. His hands are down.
Just a
Yeah.
right hand.
Is this streamer known as any kind of fighter?
No, he's just a streamer.
So how did this come about? Like,
Cause they got ties with each other and they wanted to spar. Sneeko, he started to get into boxing. That's
he better
Yeah,
get
this
out
was-
of boxing.
This was streamed also, and
Yeah.
they both agreed on going light. By the way, I'm just putting that out there.
Well, that dude was not going light.
No, and I feel like Bradley, I mean, he brings up all the time, he has his own podcast where he talks to MMA fighters, boxers.
He said
and
he beat the hell out of Devin Haney.
Yeah,
in a
he
street fight.
if he goes against a dude with even the slightest experience, He is getting caught.
Okay,
I'll
look.
beat your ass, Bradley Martyn.
Look, Bradley Martyn. Look, no hate. No hate, bruh. Strictly sporting. Come to Neutral Corner Boxing. I will put your video on Street Beefs if you do it. That's free publicity for you. Come to Neutral Corner Boxing. I'll let you box me and all my sons. Guarantee you won't have those results.
He's 260 though.
He's 260.
I don't care.
He's 260.
Good for you. Come to Neutral Corner Boxing. Like I said, honest invite. And I don't have no malice when I say it. I'll just say that there's levels to this. That kid you just beat up obviously had never boxed a day in his life. Or if he has, where's he been boxing at?
You know, he also said he beat up Mighty Mouse and then Sean O'Malley.
I think he
Yeah.
told Sean Strickland that too, didn't he?
I'm not sure.
Sean
it
Strickland,
was
actually,
pretty-
you seen the video he made? He was talking about Bradley Martyn.
Yeah.
What'd he
What'd he
say?
say?
He was trashing him pretty bad.
Yeah.
So this Bradley Martin's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a clown.
trying to make
Yeah,
a
he
bully.
runs his
Running
own gym.
around.
He's
He-
juiced out.
He
I mean,
told
he's
Nick
just,
Diaz he beat him in a street fight.
yeah, I
Hey.
saw that too. Yeah.
Bradley Martyn, I was being nice because I thought maybe you were just a bodybuilder dude who did a friendly sparring match, but now I'm hearing you're a dick. So I want to say, let me rephrase what I said earlier. Come to Neutral Corner Boxing and we will beat the dog shit out of you. Okay? I'm not talking about anybody. Nobody's going to jump you. I'll put you in with my 170-pound son, man in the mirror. He will smoke you.
Man in the mirror.
Okay? I got two other 170-pounders. I'll put you in.
Esteban with him.
Oh, he'll leave in a casket.
Yeah, no, that's
He'll
too
leave in a
much for
casket.
Bradley.
Give him
That's too
Corey.
much.
Bradley, listen, stay in your lane. Keep beating up guys that don't know what they're doing.
Stick to podcast.
You goofy, for real. That was some bully shit.
It
Yeah,
was.
facts.
That was some bully shit.
Well, that's
Nico's
one
like
of those,
130.
that's one of those guys that thinks because he goes into the gym, lifts weights and gets real big and
Well, he's
swole.
got it easy. He's juiced out.
Yeah,
But he thinks that that's enough to.
but you know what's
But he's 260.
this? Is what
Yeah,
I
he
love
is
about
he is
our
260.
our crew. Any of us, if we were in that situation and kept beating that kid up, we would have stopped and like, "Yo, are you good?" You know, he sat there and kept beating on the kid, like trying to. You didn't prove nothing, bro. You proved you're a big ass bully. That's it. Honest, open invite, Neutral Corner Boxing. Listen. I've posted my losses on Street Beefs before, so that should prove to you that no matter the outcome, if you come to Neutral Corner, I will post the video. Come to Neutral Corner and get this work, Bradley.
Why you say it like that?
He just seems like a Bradley type dude, you know.
He's such a frat boy type.
Yeah,
That's what he
facts.
seemed like.
He
Nah,
is.
that's how he is. Yeah.
Somebody would be pulling drunk pranks and painting people's eyelashes while they're asleep and shit. You know. You said you got NBA.
Yeah, so potentially this morning we may have witnessed a really big trade. Me and Eli was talking about it. We think it's bigger than the LeBron to the Lakers trade.
Whoa.
Damian Lillard went to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Ooh.
Yeah, with Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Brook Lopez. And they got rid of Grayson Allen, so they're gonna have to throw a backup in for him. But that is a solid starting five.
Now, didn't the Bucks go to the finals last year?
Yeah.
What?
They won it.
Yeah, I think this is the super team era truly for the NBA. You know, I mean, they're just building super teams left and right. I mean, you just won the finals and then you trade a couple of picks and Grayson Allen for Damian Lillard.
That's just almost unfair. But I do want to say this. I'm going to be, the voice of negativity here. Many years ago, and you guys are too young to remember this, but the Lakers, at the time they had Kobe, Shaq, little Derek, Rick Fox. They went ahead and went out and got Gary Payton and Karl Malone.
Yeah.
And at the time that they did that, I remember two of my family members were big NBA fans. They said they might as well just give them the ring now. And that's what everybody thought. And you know what? They went and they got beat. I want to say, I can't remember. I think it was the Kings that bounced them. Don't let me lie. Regardless, sometimes you here's another example. The Redskins. many years ago. Who remembers when the Redskins had Deion Sanders and Darryl Green both on their team? It was ignorant, okay?
Yeah, that is ignorant.
It was ignorant. But that wasn't all. They had Dana Stubblefield. They had a bunch of just freaks on the team, and they didn't even make the playoffs. So sometimes talent don't mesh, but in this case, this is a team that just won a championship. And now they're bringing in one more superstar. It's got to work, right?
Yeah, I just wonder how he's going to play because Damian's been on Portland since 2012.
He's not really a winner.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest superstar, I just wonder how he played with Giannis, because the biggest superstar I'd say they played with, who wasn't even a superstar, he's a role player, was CJ McCollum. You know?
Right. So
that was probably his best
This is
best
probably
player
the
they
best
played with.
duo in the league.
let me ask y'all this. Do you remember when our boy Kevin Durant went out to Golden State?
Yeah, we were talking about that too. Yeah.
Don't this kind of remind you of that?
I was
a
an
little bit?
OKC fan. I cried
I'm a Thunder
too.
fan right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I cried that night.
Yeah, both of y'all are OKC fans.
Well, I'm a Russell Westbrook fan, but I still love y'all. Okay.
Yeah. What's up with Russell these days?
He's on the Clippers after all that Lakers backlash. He's playing with Kawhi and PG, Paul George.
Well, you know, I'll say this. I think that the Bucks probably gonna repeat. You know, it sounds like they've got some weaponry there. I'm not huge into the NBA, but I do keep up and do stay educated on it. So, you know, shout out to the Bucks. For me, I still like the Lakers just because of their history, but you know, I like these new age teams.
LeBron's old now.
He
He needs
is.
to come save us.
Yep,
Bucks.
LeBron.
That old though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he might even put up better numbers this season. I don't know. It's like when he ages, he just does better. It doesn't
Does
make
better,
sense.
yeah.
Like when he's
He does
60, he's gonna be
LeBron,
averaging
different.
2K numbers.
He's built different. He can
He's
do
built
NBA.
I
Yeah.
heard he was built different, in fact. Did you guys see the new House Party movie with LeBron in it? It's actually really good. It's because I grew up on the old House Party movies, and when I heard there was a remake, I was like, man, I ain't watching that bullshit. And then I started hearing, you know, this person was in it and that person. I was like, dude, this is gonna be trash. The other night, I woke up at 3 a.m. and it just happened to be on the TV. So I sat there and watched it. It was really good. Like, really good. So give it a shot if you're out there. Young people created it, and young people, you did your thing. House Party. We're going to finish up with just a couple world subjects, and then we're going to call it a day, y'all.
So basically, right, there was this theme park in Canada, and I guess they have every theme park has roller coasters and rides and stuff you can get on. This ride, I guess, malfunctioned, right? And they were upside down on the ride for at least a half hour before they were able. Could you imagine dangling upside down?
I saw that
Remember that?
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it was
saw
in
the picture
Canada.
of that.
Yeah, it was in Canada. They were hanging upside down for at least a half hour. You know what kind of health effects you can get from hanging upside
What
down.
could kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's, well, another incident we talked about, that cave incident where the kid got stuck.
Yeah.
He died because he was hanging upside down. Look, I used to love carnival rides, okay? When I was a young kid. And the first time, I'm not gonna go too deep into detail because I don't wanna wrongfully influence anybody. But the first time I heard Dr. Dre Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, I was intoxicated, let's put it that way, on a carnival ride called the Casino.
Oh,
And
yeah, the casino. That
Yep.
the first time I was ever on that, it scared me to death. I mean, it was just.
And
I
they
was
played
so-
music.
Yeah,
And,
it
yep.
was just all over the place.
I'll never forget that day, but I'll tell you, as I got older, I got scared to death on those rides. Well, probably, I think 5-6 years ago, my daughter, River, was like, Dad, I want you to go on this ride with me. And it was one of the bigger, scarier rides. I did not want to go, but she begged me. So I got on and I was shook. Now, I could not imagine getting on one of those rides and it's sticking, because you're going to be sitting there thinking, what's next? Are the latch going to come open?
Well, you know, they were 75 feet in the air when they got stuck upside down. I mean,
Somebody getting sued.
somebody, the guy, like the owners of the park didn't even really make a statement about this. The only thing they said is that the maintenance team responded as quickly as they could to fix it. That's all they said. So
Yeah, well, good for them.
you remember that? It's stories like that that make me not want to get on a roller coaster.
Yes.
No,
You
no.
remember that one Verupt?
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. I don't know if you guys heard the story of the Verupt. This happened in Kansas City. It was the biggest water slide ever made. And, I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at the fact that the owners of the park held a day specifically for lawmakers of the state. They said lawmakers and their families get in free today. So it's full of people that make the laws for your state. They get the son of like a congressman or something on the ride, and the boy gets decapitated. 11-year-old boy. The way it happened was this, and they explained it, and it made perfect sense. So the raft is supposed to be loaded with the heavy people in front and the light people in the back. That way it can't pop up. What happened was they described them as extremely heavy women in the back.
Well, I ain't laughing either.
And one light boy in front who was only 70 pounds. So they go down the water slide. They hit a bump. Boom, he pops up. Now, where they failed inside the slide, there's these metal rings on the inside, which is just stupid. On the inside, holding it together. The boy hits that ring at about 60 miles an hour, pops up, smacks him in the head. Now,
That's terrible.
his
man.
parents, we've all been at water parks, right?
Yeah.
His family is there at the bottom, waiting for their son to come out the bottom.
I heard about that.
And his body, minus the head, slides out the water slide. And his family sees that. Just a nightmare. There's no way you can call it anything other than a nightmare. And this is what I'll tell y'all. When we get on these rides, we think, well, surely they did the math and the science. Some of this shit is just thrown together.
Yeah. Well,
When,
yeah.
when they talked about how that water slide was built and tested, no bullshit. They tested it by having dummies go down on boards. Several of the dummies got their heads ripped off.
Oh my God. They were probably like, well, these
Well,
dummies.
yeah,
Well,
they
you know,
gonna be
they're
no
dummies,
problem.
they're not real people.
And
Like, that's what they're saying.
Oh, good Lord.
they got prosecuted. I don't remember what the outcome was, but come on, bro.
Somebody got paid. That's what the outcome
Somebody got a
was.
check.
Somebody got a fat check.
Well, the point is, when you get on those rides, you take your life and your family's life in your own hands. I'm going to say this last subject, and we're going to bounce out. There was, in Riverside, California, they just found that one of the sheriff's deputies has ties to the cartel and was actually working directly for the cartel.
American police.
American police. Now, we've all heard of what border towns are, right?
Right,
You know?
right, yeah, right.
And sadly, I think it's inevitable, okay? These cartels have tremendous power in Mexico. So you get a border town, there's a video of these people that live in a border town. I want to say it's Laredo. Literally, they can come out on the street, stand, and put their foot across and they're in Mexico. It's that close, okay? So when you're that close to Mexico, there's going to be cartel elements. And isn't it scary to think that there's cops out there that are directly working for the cartel? We've seen it even in other subjects. There was a sheriff's department down in Florida where they found that 90% of the department was Ku Klux Klan, right?
Damn.
Yeah. So
that's an issue.
Yeah.
that's scary.
That's a big deal right there.
This is why I say, you just never know. I encourage everybody, when you get pulled over, film. No matter what, film. That's the first thing, because then you at least got a record of your own for what's going on. But you just got to ask yourself, a cop working for the cartel, wonder what all he's done.
I'm going to start by saying that our police sadly don't get paid enough.
No, they don't.
And
They don't.
that could be part of the reason that he felt like, fuck it, I'm not getting paid enough. They're probably going to line my pockets quickly.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it opens the door.
And I will say too, I'm not going to get too political, but we had a president recently that wanted to put an end to this, that wanted to go over there and give a good old American justice and kick their ass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sadly that didn't come to. But that's what needs to be done. You bring that shit over here, you know, we're gonna do something about
I'm gonna have to step in.
it. We're gonna have to get man in here. Poetic justice, that check hook.
Yeah, we gonna handle that.
Cartel
Listen.
ain't never been in a boxing match. I'll say that much.
Say this last thing in regards to that. You know, he's right. The president in question, I don't F with, but that was the one thing I agreed with him on. He offered to go to Mexico and he said we will wipe the cartel out.
And we would too. We are the best of the best.
Best of the best. That man states at every show, best of the best. And he's right. Our military would have went down just like we did Pablo Escobar. We would have took him out.
A week.
And it'd been over.
Bro, it would have literally took nothing for us to go over there. We would have literally, man, I don't even care.
You're talking about drone strikes, you know.
How many days? Probably 8 hours.
Yeah.
Probably overnight. When we woke up, we would have heard the news.
I mean, the truth is, I just can't understand why their government wouldn't want that help. Regardless, the people of Mexico that are suffering to the cartel, I feel for y'all. I do want to say this, our next episode, we're going to talk about some sheep that got into a weed plantation and ate the entire crop.
Oh,
Y'all may have
that's
heard
like
about
Cocaine
that.
Bear.
Yeah. These were the weed sheep, you know. So that's going to be on our next episode. Of course, we'll get into that week's subjects as well. Listen, we appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Make sure you share. Help us get going, get our traction. Anything you want us to change or adjust, let us know below.
And anybody we called out today, make sure they see it.
Please make sure they see it.
Repost everywhere.
Yeah,
Repost.
send it to them.
He like the
Tag
he like the heavyweight Charlie Z.
Yeah. We want to piece of
Walking
you.
around acting like that.
He's
Listen.
260 though.
He is
Yeah.
260.
He is
That
He is
When I
260.
heard that, I started to question.
Sometimes people that are 260 swing at you, so sometimes we gotta swing back at the 260. See y'all next week.